Hey guys, it is week number 2 of your shred. I've had all your check-ins today and really excited for how we're progressing and where the next 10 weeks are going to take us all. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be sending over a weekly video, and today I wanted to talk about socializing at the weekend and staying on track with your goals. Now, you all have one off-plan meal at the weekend, and I will always say try to do that at a time where you're seeing friends or you're seeing family so that you can enjoy your off-plan meal with them. However, if you're seeing friends or family and it's not your off-plan meal, then we do need to be a little bit more careful so that we can continue to progress towards your goals. So I've got 5 hints and tips here to help you do that. So the first thing is, if you're going to have meals out, we need to have a think about your plan and how that can fit into the menu of whichever restaurant it is that you're going to. So think about your protein, think about your carbohydrates, think about your fats, think about your veggies. So usually for a meal out, I would usually say sub 2 meals for 1 meal out, depending on how many meals you have on your plan. Or you could sub 1 meal and all of your snacks. The reason for this is to try and keep calories as similar as possible. Obviously, when we're out, portions are a lot bigger. So for example, if we were heading into Nando's, Nando's is always a really good place to stay on plan, by the way. So if you ever have a choice of where you're going with friends, try and pick Nando's because it's super easy. So protein from Nando's, a butterfly chicken would actually count towards 2 protein options. I would probably personally take the skin off. The spicy rice is the whole portion is 1.5 carbohydrate options, and the side of halloumi can count towards 1 fat option. You can add broccoli to that, and that is a simple meal on plan. If the portions don't quite match up to what you have, then obviously you can adjust how much of it you eat. Or what you could do is you could half the meal, take half home and eat the rest later. So that's an easy example, but wherever it is that you are, just look for clean protein. So things like white fish, chicken is always easy options. If you're vegetarian, things like chickpeas or just high bean dishes. Pick options that are low in kind of cream or cheese, and avoid the kind of fried foods as well. Veggies, they can be added pretty much freely, but again, we just kind of need to be careful on how they've been cooked, and what's been, how they're flavored and what they're cooked in. So just be aware of that. What I would always say is with restaurants, particularly kind of like the gastro pub vibe, you can be very flexible with what you ask for. You can always ask for like bits of a certain dish to go with another dish. You can ask for how you want your food cooked. So don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Anyway, that was a long point. The second point is portions and mindful eating. So if you have only got the 1 meal that you kind of subbed for this meal out, just try and make your portions as similar as possible to what your plan says. So if that means you have to kind of take some bits home, then do it. By now, you should have an idea of like what 100 grams of rice looks like, or what 150 grams raw weight of potato looks like. So just try and do your best to keep that portion as similar as possible. If it gets to the point where, you eating your meal halfway through and you feel like you've had your whole portion and you're not hungry anymore, perfect. Save it, box it up, take it home, have the rest the next day and fit it into your plan that way. So listen to your hunger signals as well. In terms of drinks, so a lot of you will drink at the weekends. The best thing to do here is stick to the low calorie spirits and the low calorie mixers. So gin and slimline tonic is perfect. Vodka Diet Coke is perfect. Rum Diet Coke is perfect. Anything along those lines, you're probably going to get about 60 to 70 calories per drink that way. Compare that to a glass of wine, you're looking at more kind of like 150 calories per large glass. Make sure you stay hydrated as well. One thing I do always say, if you're out drinking, try and have a glass of water in between each alcoholic drink. That will slow your alcohol intake down, but also just make sure you're nice and hydrated as well. Next one is activities on plan. Now, never be afraid to say to your friends that you'd rather go out and do something rather than going for food. So things like bowling, shopping, laser quest, escape rooms, anything like that obviously doesn't involve food. You still get the experience that you want. You still get to see your friends. You still get to have a super fun time. One thing I always say to you guys as well is, you know, seeing your friends, it's not about eating or it's not about drinking. It's about being there. It's about being present, having jokes with them and just having a nice time. And there doesn't have to be food involved with that. And which brings me on to my next point about support. Never let your friends make you feel bad for not eating or for not drinking. And there's many ways that you can go around this, but simply start with a small conversation, tell them about your goals and what you're trying to achieve, and ask for their support. What you can do, and have recommended this in the past, is do a little bit of reverse psychology. So if you know your friends are planning a night out and you're ready to go but you're not going to drink, send them a message beforehand. It can simply say, hey guys, I'm so excited for tonight, really looking forward to seeing you. I'm not going to be drinking this time as I'm really progressing towards my goals and I know you'll all support me, but I can't wait to see you. Just something like that, because you've put in there and I know you will support me, they are going to support you so much more because that's what you're expecting of them. And I don't think anyone would then turn around and be like, no, like you have to drink, etc., when you've explained about your goals. So I hope that is helpful. 5 ideas there for you for how you can socialise and, you know, stay on track at the weekend. So low calorie drinks, keep hydrated. Meals out, think of your protein, carbs, fats, try and fit it into your plan as best as possible if it's not your off-plan meal. Portion control, mindful eating, you know, listening to your hunger signals, asking to do activities on plan instead of kind of going for food or for drinks, and always ask for support from your friends and family. And as I say, never ever let them make you feel guilty for not drinking or for not eating. The whole purpose of socializing is to just be with each other and have a nice time. So I hope that was helpful. Have a lovely weekend, and hopefully these are tips that you can use going forwards through your shred to make sure we're getting the best possible results.